before we can talk about the exits, you first have to know the entry signal you're trading, the grade of that setup, and then on top of that, which goes right next to that, how much size is going into that setup. Know the probabilities that go into that setup to give it the appropriate size. Once you're in the trade and you have the right size on, then we move from risk management into trade management, like I said at the beginning of the video. So now let me explain to you and show you here how I manage some of these trades following the same exit rules every single day. And it's all determined upon the entry signal and the letter grade that I gave that setup. So before we get over to the markups, take a look here at this exit sheet. And you can honestly screenshot this, write this down, do whatever, modify it to your system if you want to. The A setups for me, those really solid entries where all the probabilities are in my favor, I'm going to close 25 to 50% of that trade when I'm up about 2R, 2 to 1. So if I risk 5, as soon as I'm up 10 or 11 pips, I'm taking half of that trade at least right there. Then what I'm going to do is let that trade continue to run by locking my stop loss in profit so I can't lose any money. And I'm going to wait for that trade either to hit a take profit level that I set based on support resistance, based on ADR, based on the other indicators we use, or I'm going to let it give me an exit signal and I'm going to close the rest of that at a 15-minute candle close when that exit signal presents. Now, the reason I say the 15-minute candle close is because a lot of people will close mid-candle, but sometimes what that does is it gets you caught in a wick that actually ends up moving back down in your favor and you still should have been in that trade. So it's really important to wait for the candle close on the 15-minute before you make these exit decisions based on these signals that I have at the bottom of the page here. So then for the B and C setups, you can probably put some logic into this and assume I'm going to close more of that trade sooner and lock the trade sooner because it's not as good of a setup as the A setup. And that's going to be the same thing for any entry signal, A1, D1, or D2. I'm always going to lock the trades that are less probable sooner. Put the stop loss in profit. Take me out if it's wrong. I'll find another good trade. I'll find a better trade later, tomorrow, whatever it is. That's the approach with this strategy. So for the B and C setups, 50% of the trade comes off at about 1R, 1.5R. So again, if you're risking 5, as soon as I'm up 5, 6, 7 pips, take some off, lock the stop loss, can't lose. Blue trade, good. Do it again, find the next one. That's the one good trade mindset. That's the way I'm managing these trades. Now,